right, hey everybody, welcome to the DILF I'm Dating Your Dad video. And this is exactly what it sounds like. This is going to be Dads I'd Like to F. Somewhere along the lines, these characters are dating their children's ex-girlfriends or ex-boyfriends, and the juice writes itself from there. So we have 3 books in this video. I'm gonna go in between. Sometimes there's gonna be I'll mention that there's 4. Honestly, when I got through it all, it was a tier ranking, and I only wind up doing 3 videos. So here we're gonna talk about Push, which you're gonna see on the screen. I don't have a physical copy. Push is gonna be the first book I read for this vlog. The second book is actually going to be the one that kind of launched this, which is You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi. Push is by Nyla K. And then the final book that I read for this is going to be Praise. So these are the 3 books, including the one off to the side, that we'll be talking about in this video. I'm doing a check-in. So this is for my DILF I'm Dating Your Dad reading vlog, and I just want you all to know, like, I'm having a swell time. Like, it's good vibes over here. So as I should be telling you all in the beginning of the video, I am 39% into Nyla K's Push, and I am about 35% into Akwaeke Emezi's You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. Okay, so in Nyla K's Push, I mean, there is no slow buildup. We are going almost directly into it. Like, you may get a little bit from the first 5%, 10%, but after that, it is balls to the wall. And when I say balls to the wall, I mean Ben's balls, Ryan's balls, whoever's balls. Again, hopefully if you're watching this, you're 18 and up. But it is a good time. I am just at the brink right now where Jessica just found out. And so I'm like on pins and needles. Like, I know how this is going to go because I've been watching, some people's reviews, or like people that were talking about it. This is a polyamorous relationship. So I kind of knew that, but knowing that and experiencing that are 2 different things. So good work, Nyla K. And again, 35% into Akwaeke Emezi's You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. And I'm torn, because I am in love with Nasir, but I know that I'm assuming the way that this is going to be written, I have a feeling that once the script changes and she starts really dealing with his dad and Nasir finding out, I have a feeling that Akwaeke is going to make him bitter. Nasir, that is, make Nasir bitter, and he's going to turn into an ugly person. I would really hate that for him. But so in that book, I'm a little bit more hesitant than I am in Nyla K's Push, because I don't really care about Jessica and Ben's daughter, Haley. Yeah, no, she'll be just fine. But Nasir, I'm pretty sure he's going to be heartbroken. So please stay tuned. I'll give you more updates. I'll check back in with you soon. Hey, it is check-in time for 2, and the 2 that we're checking in on again would be Nyla K's Push and Akwaeke Emezi's You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. So, when I tell you I'm having a great time, these 2 books in particular are vibing. This is exactly what I wanted from the DILF I'm Dating Your Dad video, because it's a grand old time. So I'll start with Push. I'm going to give you all 3 words to describe each one before actually going into the summary to describe the book. So when it comes to Push, the 3 words that come to mind are hot, insatiable, and open. So the reason I say hot, my Kindle is on fire. I'm reading this and I'm like, yeah, it's summertime. It's like 90 something degrees out on a regular, and yet I am reading something that is steaming up my air conditioned house. Like, it is spicy. When I tell you, you loving on me, loving on you, loving on me, that is what this book has going on. So, the insatiable, right? Like, so this is erotica. There's no other way to put it. As Oh Hey McKay says, this is no plot, just hot. I feel like every other page is a scene. It's going down. Nyla K said, I'm going to give you so much passion, you're going to be sick of me. Prepare to be sick of me. Ben and Ryan and Ben, Ryan, Ben, and Jessica. I have now reached the point where Jessica is in the mix, and she just said, hey, I want to play. So they are insatiable. You would think people would need a break. People would be tired. They said 40s. I'm not stopping my show. Like, we're just getting going. Libido's on 10 and open. When I tell you they're open to try just about anything, at this point, they're more open than I thought they would have been. Like, so for Ryan to have been a straight man all his 21 years, and for Ben to have been a straight man for all of his 40-something years, they have never had any inkling that they may be attracted to the same sex. And the way that they just, like, they didn't, like, creep into, male-on-male interaction. They were, like, diving in head first, no floaties, let's do it. And Jessica, when she got into the mix, she said, okay, if we're doing this, we're going to do it my way. She said, I want you to do this to him, and I want you to do this to me. And nothing's off the table, apparently. We'll see. So now that you have, like, I guess 3 words to kind of describe what I feel like this book is about, let me actually tell you what it is about. So Ryan is a high school or college, actually. He's 21 years old. He's a college student, and he's coming to meet his girlfriend's parents. His girlfriend name is Haley, and Haley brings Ryan to her house for Thanksgiving. And her father, Ben, has been extremely protective of her all his life. She's his one and only daughter. He's like, nobody's going to love you better than me. You're my light, my shining star. This gentleman, he's never going to be good enough. Now, come to find out, he's not good enough for you, Haley, but he's just good enough for Ben. And Ben sees him and he's like, hey, this is a younger me. He's attractive. He's fit. He works well with his hands, and he's into garden tools. Am I attracted to myself in another body? Yes. Yes, I am. And ever since he kind of had his awakening, he can't stop thinking about Ryan, and vice versa. Ryan can't stop thinking about him. Like, to the point where he's obsessed and consumed. He is watching, this has voyeurism. He goes to watch, secretly sneaks and watch Ben and Jessica have, marital relations. He is tracking him down in the house and cornering him. He just is obsessed with Ben, and obsessed with Ben loving his wife, Jessica. And At some point, alcohol gets in the mix, as one tends to do during holidays, and one thing leads to another, and they're exploring each other and each other's bodies. All right, so now on to You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. Longest title ever by Akwaeke Emezi. Honestly, this is why we're here. This book right here is the reason why we're having this video. I was experiencing severe FOMO. This is taken Bookstagram by storm. I mean, everyone and their sister, mother, cousin, auntie, Cheryl has read this book. And I couldn't take it any longer. I usually am like the person that wants to allow things to die down. One, because I just got 1,000 other things on my list to read. And two, because I want to be able to have my own thoughts related to the book. But I knew I couldn't go a day longer without reading Faye and her story. And her foolishness, to be honest. And the 3 words that I have for this one is mess. It is a hot mess. And I am loving every part of it. Well, maybe not every part, because I do find myself getting a little bit frustrated here and there. But it's messy nonetheless. In addition to it being messy, it is complex. It is complex in the trauma that it provides and it giving you the understanding, right? While you are not necessarily pleased with the actions of the characters, you understand. And that's the beauty in its complexity. The third item that I would, or word that I would attribute to this is funny. It is hilarious. More specifically, the character Joy is hilarious. I mean, she's a joyous occasion. She is a good time. But, yes. So, let me give you a true understanding of why I say this is messy, it's complex, and it is funny. Now, before I go in and summarize this book, I do want to say that what I found really important about this and why I'm presenting it to you today is this is the first time I've ever seen this trope done for Black people, right? This is also important to me because not only are these, African American, right? Faye is African American, but she is Nigerian descent. Her best friend Joy is Ghanaian descent, and you get some Caribbean exposure with Nazir and Alem, right? So it is cultural, and it has a lot of different layers and context to the background of the characters. And I love to see this, right? I want to see a lot of the same tropes that we get, such as dark taboo romance or forbidden. A lot of the things that don't necessarily get publicized in Black media or Black books, I want to see that more. So I am encouraging everyone to go pick this up for that reason, but not that reason alone. One of the things that I want to say about this book as far as its summary. So this is about Faye. Faye's a 20-something-year-old woman living in New York. And she is just finally coming out of her shell and trying to regain control of her life after she experienced a traumatic events, right? So she was married to her high school sweetheart, and they both experienced a car crash. In that car crash, her husband died, and she watched him take his last breath. So, of course, I do need to put a disclaimer out here for some trigger warnings. Death of a spouse, grieving, and grappling with, moving forward after experiencing the love of your life die. That is really what this book centers on and focuses on. So please note, if that is a trigger for you, please take care when if you decide to step into this book, because it's heavily centering that.
So Faye is really just trying to get back out there, starting, to dip her toe in the dating scene, but instead of dipping her toe, she pretty much submerges herself in it. And she's doing that. You get to experience how she's navigating those waters. So she meets a gentleman at a party that her and Joy go to, and she finds him attractive, and she's like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and just pursue him. And what you wind up seeing is, as you open up, the opening story of this is her and the guy in the bathroom getting it on. They start to develop a, friends with Benny's relationship, where basically they're just cuddle buddies, right? And they're doing what grown folks do. From that, he decides to introduce Faye to a few of his friends. One night, they're at the bar. He introduced her to a friend named Nasir. Now, Nasir knows about their relationship, but he's not too concerned. He is actually interested in Faye, and he wants to pursue her, but he knows that she is a little bit timid in terms of not necessarily wanting to get into a full-fledged relationship, knowing that she had experienced some sort of traumatic experience in her past. So he would like to be friends with her, take it slow. And in doing that, they develop this friendship and this bond, and he presents her with a experience of a lifetime, one she truly can't pass up. He offers her a trip to his home country to showcase her artwork in one of his father's friends' art studio, right? And of course, Faye isn't a fool. She's not going to pass it up. She's like, okay, I'm going to take you up on that experience, but just as friends, right? She likes Nasir, but she wants to take it slow. Well, all of that goes out the window when she steps foot on the island and sees his father at the airport. Baby, the amount of serotonin and lust that took over her body when she seen a limb was, bar none, something she had never experienced before. And that is when chaos ensues. She develops this heavy attraction to him, and just the way that he presents himself. And from there, you know where it goes. If you don't know where it goes, please pick up the book, and I encourage you to take a exploration for yourself. I will say that both Push and You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty are LGBTQIA+. So if you are interested in reading the I Date Your Dad, but it has a little bit something else for queer representation, these are the two books to check out. If you're looking for that one-on-one straight romance, no additional partners, I'll be going to my next video, my next two items here in a moment.
Hey everybody, it is time for another check-in, and I am on my third book, and that is Praise by Miss Sarah Kate. I just want you to know we're only going up from here. Like right now we are penthouse living. I'm having the time of my life with Emerson. Yep, I'm loving it. This is what I was looking for. Again, I don't want to have any spoilers to how I've been feeling so far, but if this is any indication, I have arrived. This is Dating Your Dad done right. Thanks.
I am back. I've just been having a time. I'm going to tell you, I bought a new microphone. I bought a brand new fancy Yeti. I don't know how to work it, so I'm struggling there. But that's not what we're here to do. We are here to talk about praise. Look at Daddy Emerson. Literally, Daddy Emerson. I finished this book, and I'm actually going to just go ahead, similarly to what I did with the other two books. I am going to do what are the 3 words to describe it, and then give you a summary before I decide to tier rank and go over my final thoughts. But Praise by Sarah Kate, the third and final book within this vlog. I know I said I would do 4, but time got away from me, and spoiler alert, this can't be topped. The 4th book, which is, I'm still going to read it, I just won't be doing it for the vlog. The 4th book is the OG, so that is going to be, the 4th book would have been Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. Yes, I know, Lisa, how are you going to do a vlog about dating your ex's dad and DILFs, and you don't put in the OG Birthday Girl that everybody knows and love? Well, to be fair, this is my channel and I do what I want. And I usually don't do it in a way that people expect me to do it. I attempted to. I had every intention of reading that book. However, time just got away from me. And I didn't want to hold on to this content any longer. So, without further ado, let's talk about the 3 words that I would use to describe this book. This book is educational. That's the first and foremost thing I'm going to say. I learned so much with Praise and with Emerson. Baby, I am a student. I am going to the Salacious Player Cub Academy. If Sarah doesn't have one, she needs to create it. The people will come. I am the people. Please let me know when signups are coming, because I've got to get my education on. Now, I thought I knew a lot, right? I thought I knew what words were called. I had no idea. I learned about something called, what is it? Sabari? I've always known it as like not play. But again, there are actually words that go with this. So one thing I can say is Sarah did her research. Sis said, I'm not just going to throw some stuff at you and half-ass it. No, I'm going to make sure you all are getting everything that you need so that you can be equipped to tell your partners what you desire. And I learned a lot about myself, and I think throughout the course of me reading this entire series, I'm going to learn so much more. So again, I learned that spanking was called impact play. Had no idea that's what it was called. As you can see, this was a gift from someone on Instagram. So I want to send a special thanks out to Katie Reads a Lot 89 on Instagram. Baby, you changed my life. Now, I was already reading this before you gifted me this, but I will tell you, this was something I probably would have bought on my own. I know it was on my wish list, but after I was probably 30 or 35% of the way through when I won your giveaway and you selected this for me, I am ever grateful because this has a home on my shelf. So thanks again, Katie from Instagram. Really appreciate this. And again, I learned something, and I think anybody who reads the Salacious Players Club, starting with Praise, is going to learn something as well. So first word is, this is educational. The second word I would say is, this is excellence. We expect excellence in every other book that's going to follow this. This is exceptional. I know I'm using a lot of E's, but again, spoiler alert, this is the top of the top for me. Like, I had a damn good time. And I think that I expect excellence from Sarah going forward. Like, I expect Garrett to give me life. I expect Bo and Maggie to give me life. I expect for the throuple that is it, what is their names? I expect Eyes on Me. Actually, no, that's not it. Damn, I'm losing it. So it's Maggie, it's Garrett, it's Drake. Oh, Drake and Hunter. That's who are. I expect Drake, Hunter, and Isabel. I expect them to make room for me, as this is going to be a quartet. Because I'm pretty sure I'm going to love that. So this is excellence, and I expect excellence from the series. My third word is going to be kinky. Like, literally the definition of kinks being introduced to you in this book. So again, I learned a lot, and I knew about voyeurism, which is the second book in the series, going to center around. I'm very interested in knowing more about the reverse Dom sub that's going to come for Maggie and Bo's book. I'll be honest to say, everyone on the internet dislikes Bo, but I'm pretty sure I didn't mind. Like, reasonably, I understand why he's upset. And knowing that his character is going to be the sub in the future, everything kind of, I was okay with this book. I was okay with all his actions without the exception of him cheating. I do understand y'all hate him. I don't hate him. I understand him. So, without further ado, I'm giving you all the people's names. I'm giving you all of the information. However, I did not tell you what the actual plot is of the story. So again, before I do that, 3 words: educational, excellence, and kinky. Those are the 3 words that I would use to describe praise. Now, this book is a dual point of view. So, if I didn't say it earlier in the video, Push is a dual point of view. You Made It Full of Death with Your Beauty is a single point of view, and Praise is a dual point of view. So I got a little bit of everything for you all. But in this dual point of view, you get the perspective of the main character, which is Charlotte. She goes also by Charlie, but Charlie or Charlotte is coming to Emerson because she was in a relationship with Bo. Bo is Emerson's son, right? So that's Charlie's ex-boyfriend. They used to live together. They had an apartment. They broke up because Bo cheated on her. Should be no surprise if you all have been listening to some of the synopsis around. But so Bo cheated on Charlie. They broke up, and when they broke up, they ended their contract. Both Bo and Charlie were in need of money, so Bo actually had his father co-sign on his behalf to be able to get the apartment, and they're looking for, so Charlie is in need of the return deposit. So it was a $2,000 deposit. Her half would have been $1,000, and she's in desperate need of this to be able to use that money for her younger sister, Sophie. So what winds up happening is she goes to Bo and says, hey, I believe you got the money from our deposit. Now that everything is settled, I need that money. And he's like, hey, I don't have it. You need to go to my dad. And Charlie's like, hey, why can't you just get it from him? And Bo is not talking to his dad. He is, they have a rift because Emerson is the owner of a sex club with some of his former colleagues. They used to work in an entertainment industry and realized that there was an opportunity in the pleasures and kinks that they all tend to have. And so they started a sex club. Bo is not a fan of this idea. He thinks it's perverted. And so he pretty much cut his dad off, except for, when he needs money. And so he says, hey, no, I'm not talking to my dad, and you need to go get your money from him. So Charlie takes that information, and Charlie goes over to get her money from Emerson. Now, Maggie opens up the door, and Maggie's like, hey, Maggie thinks that Charlotte's the new sub for Emerson. And she's like, hey, when you get in here, I need you to get on your knees. That's what he prefers. You got a job to do. Don't dawdle. And so Charlie's looking like, I don't know what type of shit she on, but I'm just here to get my money. So she goes into the office, and Emerson comes in, and he pretty much is like, I know you got the instructions. Why you not doing what I need you to do? Get on your knees. And again, Charlie is confused, but she's kind of into it. She's like, well, damn, you kind of hot. And the way you commanded that of me, let me go ahead and get on these knees and see what's going on. And so as she's doing that, Emerson is noticing, hey, she don't really seem like she got the rules. What's going on with this girl? Well, come to find out, he realizes, or through discussion, he realizes that Charlie is not who he thinks she is, and she is Bo's ex-girlfriend. Needless to say, he is extremely embarrassed. But he has an attraction to her, and he's like, hey, I see you need the money. I'm gonna offer you a job. Also, I'm kind of paying you off to keep this a hush hush so you don't tell Bo, because Emerson is trying to get his son back. He loves his son more than the moon and the stars, and he will go through whatever he needs to in order for him to mend that relationship. And he believes Charlie is the way to go about it. So he offers her a job, thinking that it's going to be a win-win situation for both. She's going to get money because it looks like she needs it, and he's going to be able to get his son back. Well, as you know, plans don't go the way that you think they're going to go. And honestly, we are all better for it, because this was a damn good time. So, final thoughts on the 3 books. So, if I had to rank them, they actually went up in progression. So, my lowest, or rather, my least favorite was Push by Nyla K. The middle star would have been You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty, and King Supreme is going to be Praised by Sierra Kate. So my order, actually, this vlog gets better and better and better with time, until I just have to say, hey, we're at the top. We can't go any higher. How do you go big on big? So I'll go through and share some of my initial thoughts in terms of, or my actual final thoughts rather, as it relates to each one of the books. So my first book, again, was Pushed by Nyla K. I pretty much, you couldn't have told me that I wasn't going to love this book. And while as you see in the video, as I was reading it, I was having a damn good time. It is hot, just no plot, just right? It is a good time. And the tropes are, it's a polyamorous relationship. I do want to forewarn you, this is a little bit of a spoiler. There is surprise pregnancy that happens in the book. Surprise pregnancy does not bother me, but I do want to make mention of it for those who aren't necessarily okay with it. Younger guy, older woman, and older gentleman. Obviously all of these are age gaps, and the father are the older, so I didn't really need to say that. But and then there's possessive hero. So while the story was extremely hot, some of the things that really bothered me is that you have to suspend your belief, right? Like, this is unrealistic in every sense of the word. And I don't necessarily mean that I would not imagine a couple pursuing a younger man, or that obviously people can date their children's ex. That's not my issue. My issue is everybody, and I mean the couple, every partner in the relationship. I mean everyone in their community, their family, their friends, everybody being sweeping it under the rug like this is perfectly normal and fine, and nobody having an issue when secrets start spilling out. Like, I just don't think that is going to be the case. And it really started to bother me because I feel like the author just was like, hey, I don't really want to write the drama. I just want everything to be hunky-dory and us all to be blissfully happy. And I'm looking for not only the angst in terms of will they, won't they. I'm looking for the angst of we are fighting for our love, and no matter what no one thinks, we're going to be together, and somebody challenging you and your core beliefs. And I didn't get that. I felt like even Jess's reaction, right? Knowing that she was going to be in the polyamorous relationship, she didn't really put up no fight. And this is a man you've been married to for 19 years. He cheated on you with your daughter's child, and you like, okay, that's fine. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. That's not how that's going to work. I felt like my other biggest issue with Push was that they tried to introduce plot after the 50% mark, right? And I'm just not going for it. You're not going to tell me that we jumped directly into sleep with each other. It's getting hot and heavy. Everybody is fine. And then after so long, you're like, oh shit, I need to extend the pages. Let me make it so that character A has so many back issues that triggers this type of response that it leads to. No, ma'am. If you are going to have there be any sort of plot that has to do with characters and their backstory and their family situation, that should have been prevalent way earlier on in the story. Don't try to come in at the 60% mark where I'm already well past the introduction of something new. So I didn't like that. Lastly, this dirty talk that she had going on was cringeworthy, and it was a little bit excessive for me. I loved all of the sex. Don't get me wrong. This is what I'm here for. It was just some of the wording that was used, I could have lived without. Lo and behold, what I'll tell you, should you pick this book up, if you go in with realistic expectation to know that you are literally coming here for a hot, smutty good time and for a little bit of will they, won't they, that's okay. This is the book for you. I'm going to promote it. But know that if you're looking for a realistic a realistic experience of how things are going to work, I don't think that this is what you're looking for. That could just be me. I could be wrong. But that's how I felt when it came to Push. Now, Okweke? First and foremost, they wrote their ass off. When I tell you this was written so well that even if you disagreed with 99.9% of the things that Faye and Lem did, you cannot argue with Okweke and the this is real. I know I was just talking about how Push is, you have to suspend your belief and it's unrealistic. This, baby, this is real. This deals with grief head on, punches you in the face and in the throat, gives you a 1-2 combination. All of the side characters had real reactions, and I mean, it was Joy coming to you and telling you like it is. It was Nazir coming to you and being like, hey, this shit's not okay with me. His sister being like, baby, I'm not here for none of this. I'm only here for Nazir. That's why I'm here. People in the community that don't even know you telling you something ain't right. Something is going on. Something is fishy. So this is the opposite in terms of I fully believed every single thing that happened and every single character. So I will tell you, again, I love Okweke's writing. I love the side characters and their reaction. What I did not love was the relationship between Alem and Faye. This not lasting. I appreciate them trying it out, but I don't believe that this relationship will work long term. I also didn't believe Ben, Jessica, and no, I think they're going to give it their best go. I don't know if Ryan is going to be happy the entire time. I know that Ben and Jessica, they in it for the long haul, and they would like to keep Ryan. But Alem and Faye, that's not going to work. Wish them all the best, but it's not going to work. This is the one that if you're going to read a book and you want to fly through it, you're going to blink and the book is going to be over and you will have a smile on your face. So, do I recommend this? Hell yeah, I do. Do I want to see more of this? Yes, I do. I would love everybody that says that they love Dating Your Dad to be able to experience the diversity and the representation, the culture, and the reality of what that looks like for people that experience this relationship. So yes, please pick up this book. Highly recommend. Now, my final book, again, I think y'all already know. I recommend this. I promote it. I think that everybody, if you claim that you love spice, you claim that you love dating your dad, the dating your dad trope, your ex's dad's trope, and you want to experience the best there is, pick it up. You will not be disappointed. I know that at the beginning, at some point in the video, I talked about how the first two books had a lot of queer representation. I would be remiss to say that there is no queer representation. It's not directly between the two main characters, but I will tell you that there is representation in this book. And I was so happy, and it was the first time I had ever experienced it. There is a trans character. I'm not going to tell you who that trans character is, but there is a trans character in this story, and I think that was perfection. I love seeing that representation. In addition, I am going to, and I think I saw something today that just put a smile on my face. This series was supposed to be over with the 4. I'm assuming that there may be more that Sarah Kate decides to give us, but if we do get something, I am hoping that we get a novella for Eden. I'm just going to say that. Want to put that into the universe. Please, whoever needs to, make sure Sarah gets this message. We need to see more from Eden. I loved that every scene I love. Let me tell you. I realized, and I think I already knew this, foot rubs are mandatory for me. I'm going to need someone to serve me and rub my feet and just make me happy like Emerson. Every scene, but from that to the club scene to the restaurant scene with said toy to you name it, every scene in here is perfection. I told you that this is excellence. I will say, as far as the writing, I appreciate the amount of foreshadowing that Sarah did. Like, she was laying groundwork. She has Eyes on Me and Mercy in here. I had to flip through and make sure I didn't miss Give Me More. But I love that. I appreciated, while Charlotte or Charlie wasn't my favorite character, I don't necessarily, I'm not in love with her as my heroine. I will say I do understand her and I do appreciate her, and in some regards I can truly relate to her. And I know this video is extremely long in my personal belief, but if you're looking for recommendations, if you have any additional recommendations, please put them in the chat. I'm going to ask that you leave a flower or plants emoji for You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.